Hey everyone, Colin here, the top 1% on YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Raw is a Riot. Now, I know I didn't post one last week, or I think maybe the week before. I know I was on a hiatus because I've been trying to work on some stuff for the Zone Group channel, and if you guys haven't seen it yet, Avengers Endgame is in theaters, and me, Max, and Cogsworth, we were trying to watch all the Marvel movies. We're didn't get to all of them in Endgame before we went to go see Endgame, but we're still gonna watch all of them anyways because we can do whatever we want. But enough of that. I'm back, and welcome back to Raw is a Riot, the show about the current episode of Monday Night Raw, and this is where we're gonna talk about. And let's kick things off with Vince McMahon walking out to the ring, and like I don't know, 15 seconds, he was interrupted by Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns was interrupted by Daniel Bryan. And then Daniel Bryan was interrupted by Kofi Kingston. And then Drew McIntyre. And then AJ Styles. It was a bunch of chaos and became two big matches in the night. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. Which I never would have expected, but Vince McMahon was right. It was a Raw to remember, and we'll get to those when we get to those, okay? Okay, sounds like a plan. So then AJ Styles is currently in the ring talking to Mr. McMahon about, how he's going to become Universal Champion and how change, hasn't happened. They brought SmackDown Superstars, the house that AJ Styles built. And then next thing you know, Seth Rollins comes out and Vince McMahon comes with a brilliant idea called the wild card rule. The wild card, where they'll bring 3 SmackDown superstars to be invited to Raw and 3 Raw superstars to be invited on SmackDown on certain occasions. When will this happen? It'll probably start next week because that's what they just do. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then Vince McMahon comes up with an idea. It would be AJ Styles and Seth Rollins tag teaming against Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley. And surprisingly, Baron Corbin and Bobby Lashley pick up the win after AJ Styles hit the phenomenal forearm again on Seth Rollins, and Baron Corbin did the end of days. Let's just take a quick second here. No one has ever kicked out. Oh, I got marshmallow powder right now. Don't worry about the marshmallow powder. I like marshmallows. No one has ever kicked out at the end of days, unless maybe in NXT. But if there is, tell me about it in the comments. I don't think anyone has ever kicked out at the end of days in WWE, and that would be something to remember by. So on with the show. Braun Strowman threw Sami Zayn in a dumpster. Thank you, Braun Strowman. I really enjoyed that moment. Sami Zayn still trying to change. I guess he has a new nickname, the Critic of the Critics. First of all, there's only one critic that I listen to, and that's Nostalgia Critic. Okay, I listen to a lot of critics. But during that match, also, there was a Lucha House Party taking on a bunch of jobbers. Like, we really cared, but I guess that's just what happens. So, yeah, that was something. And then we had Ricochet defeating Robert Roode to defend his place in the Money in the Bank, which is happening in about 2 weeks, which I'm excited to watch. Lots of great matches happening there. There's also NXT coming up soon and the show in Saudi Arabia, so that's going to be fun to watch. But Ricochet defeated Bobby Roode. Oh, shit. Robert Roode. I don't care. Who really cares? My shirt's bothering me. Robert Roode. Yeah, that's the thing. He's a heel now, which works for me. I think he's better as a heel than he was as a face. To be honest, he will probably become champion again as a heel because that's just, NXT, that was a big thing for him when he was a heel and taking that back into a character, which I'm pretty excited to see. Alright, now we have Lacey Evans defeating another jobber, Ali Katrina, and she invited the Raw women's competitors of the women's Money in the Bank match. There's just gonna be a compilation of me just spitting. That's just how it is. And next thing you know, Becky Lynch comes out and beats her ass again. But that's just kind of how it is. Now we have the Viking Raiders, who defeated the Raw Tag Team Champions Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. Is this really how they're gonna do it? they're just have the Viking Raiders lose their NXT championships and just win the Raw Tag Team championships, or are they going to have them together? Is this really how it's going to end for Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins for their title reign? Really? I think they deserve a lot better. They've been in the business for a long time. I'm glad to see them holding championship gold, and they deserve, a big push. Zack Ryder definitely deserves a big push, and so does Kurt Hawkins. But yeah, the Viking Raiders, still not really much of a fan of the name. I don't think anyone is, but that's what Vince McMahon does. Okay, now we can get into something that I wanted to talk about for a while, and that is Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse. It's a lot more creepier than the Bray Wyatt character, I can say. I don't know what they're trying to do. It's a big surprise, to be honest, seeing Bray Wyatt in a sweater vest and a tan, I guess. But, we're just going to have to see what happens with that. I'm actually pretty excited to see what's going to happen with this Firefly Funhouse gimmick. It's pretty horrifying, to be honest. We'll just see what happens. Maybe we'll get Matt Hardy, I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. Raw is just Raw. Okay, now we have Roman Reigns defeating Drew McIntyre via disqualification because Shane McMahon and Elias basically attacked Roman Reigns. And it looks like Elias is putting up a real mercy on Roman Reigns. And I'm looking at my the website right now. Is that Jack Swagger? Okay, so there's an ad right now. Jack Hager returns. Yeah, okay, cool. Now we can see what he's doing in life. But yeah, Elias getting ready to face Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank. That's kind of basically it. Shane McMahon is ready to face The Miz. I'm excited to see a steel cage match. I really hope they'll get their hands on each other. Okay, so the Usos pranked the Revival with Usi Hot Cream, Lars Sullivan attack No Way Jose. Again, Lars Sullivan really bringing it to a lot of the superstars, which doesn't make any sense. What brand is he on? Raw or SmackDown? This is called a Superstar Shakeup. He said he was a SmackDown superstar, but here he is on Raw. I don't get it either. Can you tell me what it is? I don't get it either. But okay, so moving on to the WWE Championship. Kofi Kingston, who defeated Daniel Bryan once again in a WrestleMania rematch. Thank God they did not give Daniel Bryan the championship, and Kofi Kingston's title reign is still going strong, and he will face Kevin Owens at Money in the Bank. I'm excited to see that match. I feel sad for Big E and Xavier Woods not in the picture that night, but it looks like Kofi Kingston can handle on his own. He's always has for 11 years. Daniel Bryan's a great competitor, and who can not be excited for Money in the Bank? I'm excited for Money in the Bank. It's one of my favorite pay-per-views, but I'm surprised it's coming this early. It's usually in the summertime, but I guess May is kind of summertime, but it usually happens in July, in the middle of the year. But I hear they're having a new pay-per-view coming soon. I think it's called Stomping Ground, so let's see how that works. And I think that's pretty much it. Yep, that was the entire episode of Monday Night Raw, May 6, 2019. I will see you guys next week on another episode of Raw Is A Riot. And hopefully we will be getting to Money in the Bank soon, and I'm excited for that. Alright, see you guys next time.